How you guys doing today? Dane here at ZIMM'S Guitars, and I got Guitar Hack with me today.
Hey folks, how's everybody doing on this Friday, the long weekend?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Trying to sell used guitars. Labor Day weekend is a great go out and buy a guitar weekend.
Are you open on the Monday or just what are
Oh,
you
heck
doing?
yeah, man. I have to be open on Monday. I'll miss out on a lot of opportunities if I close.
Oh, really? Okay, so no long weekend for you then. You're going working the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm just going to work right on through. Now, next weekend, though, the weekend of Friday the 13th, I'm heading to Los Angeles to go play at the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Oh,
so
cool,
the shop
man.
will be closed all weekend of the 13th and 14th. So I have to try to make it up over Labor Day here.
Nice. So what's is it your own band, cover band, original band? What is it?
It's a cover band that I have been in for 12 years, and we're called the Whiskey Dogs.
Cool.
So we're like a biker band kind of thing.
Right.
So of course, for years and years and years, we've played Born to Be Wild and Sin City and Paranoid and Stranglehold, and we've done all that kind of stuff. But for about we have a new guitarist now in the band. And it's a she, and she wants to be more of an original kind of thing. So we've actually, in the last little less than a year, we have 3 original songs.
Cool.
And they're like biker songs. One's called Ride It Like You Stole It, And yeah, so we're still doing that whole biker thing. We're 80s throwback kind of stuff. And but we're opening for the Iron Maidens.
Nice.
And we have like the 8:30 or 8:45 time slot. So I literally have to drive 340 miles to play 6 songs.
Oh God.
But you're in the legendary Whiskey A Go-Go.
Yeah. For that chance.
The Doors were the house band in 1966 or something.
That for that I would do it for nothing, not for much else.
West Hollywood. Yeah, that's it. You're just doing it just as an old guy's vacation.
Yeah. Oh no, I get that. That totally. That's awesome.
We got some guys in the comments. Dry Heat 480. How you doing?
Hey, Dry Heat. Phil Mosley Music is in here.
Right.
Sean Barnes is in here. Jordan Oster, welcome guys. Paul Lou.
What's up, Jordan?
Nice.
Jasco Plumbing Supply.
There he is. I missed Jasco.
You've been wearing your t-shirt.
Paul Lou, Rico B, welcome guys. Welcome. So that's awesome. So like what's the lineup of the band of your band? What do you got? 2 guitars, bass, and drums?
No, just guitar, bass, drums, and a lead singer.
Oh, okay. So
now here's the deal. My lead singer works in Hollywood. So he's a construction manager for all these Hollywood, he was the construction manager of Sons of Anarchy. And that was that big biker show. You remember that thing?
Oh, yeah. I love that.
He's been in a couple of episodes of it because he's a big old long-haired, big biker-looking dude.
Right.
And I'm the only one in the band that doesn't have a Harley. I don't trust myself on those days.
Yeah.
But so it's been a fun band for a lot of years now, though.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
This is actually our 3rd trip out to LA. And then even next month in October, we're going to Santa Clarita, California, to the Canyon Club, and we're going to open for Dokken. So we have like a 9 o'clock half-hour time slot opening for Dokken, which is one of my favorite 80s hair metal bands of all time.
You guys are scoring some awesome gigs, man. That's great.
Yeah. And it's not because we're a great band. The only reason that we're getting gigs is because my lead singer knows a lot of great guys, a lot of people in the LA area, and it's sort of who do you know? Right. And the Whiskey A Go-Go slot, in all honesty, I think that's a $450 to buy tickets. You know what I'm saying? You need to pay them $450 to get the time slot.
Wow.
But he knows so many people out there that he sells the tickets and makes his money back. Maybe makes a couple $100, but we don't do it for the money. We're just out trying to live life. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense. Like, shit, you're going out and you're playing a legendary place. Like, I'd love to do something like that.
It makes it so weird when you have your bass guitar in its gig bag and you got it strapped around your shoulder and you just walked out of the Whiskey a Go-Go and you're walking up the street and within 100 yards, there's the Roxy and the Rainbow Room. And you're like, holy shit.
That was the Mecca.
Let me hung out here, you know? Yeah. And so it's very just crazy when you think about all the people that have performed at that little tiny bar. Yeah. Although there's an upstairs, you know. So Ben, how are you doing?
Oh, Ben's in here. Hey, Ben. John L, Rico B, welcome, guys.
So, Guitar Hack, I've noticed that you did an unboxing today. Why don't you share a few of the new items that you've picked up lately?
Well, I finally got one of my own shirts.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened was I had a bunch of I started doing the merch thing, I think, in January, and I had an original design. And actually, for the first 5-6 months that I did it, all the shirts I was selling, I took all that money and I donated it to cancer. So everything I sold from like January to May, all went to cancer, right? Canadian Cancer Society.
Good.
And then when I switched over, I had some new designs made up. And so this is one of the new designs. So this design, I think we put out in early June, I think. So it looks like this. This is one of them. Whoops.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's kind of, I don't know. Well,
and then show us the back.
If you watch the channel, you'll recognize that guitar because that's my Black Les Paul, or what I call my Blackie. And that's kind of the main guitar that I gig with. And then on the back, I thought this was kind of funny. So read that? Nope.
I'm a hack and I'm okay.
That's it. So yeah, so I got that, and that came today, and I got a laptop,
brand new Acer.
Yeah, because the one I'm on actually with you right now is probably about 8 or 9 years old, and you know, when you start getting into the heavy YouTube stuff and the stuff that we have to use now for streaming, like we're using StreamYards now. This is like no problem on a computer, no matter how old. But when you start using like OBS, like if you want, I don't know if you've come across this yet, Dane, but if you want to like play music and stream, like if you try to do it on this, it'll sound like complete ass. Like there's only
right. It's muffled in the background.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good, right? But there's a thing called OBS that you can use, and you know what I do is I'll put an SM57 right on my cab and I'll play like live, like streaming, you know, and it sounds really, really good. But the problem is like that software really, you know, does a toll on your computer if you've got an older one. So it's like, you know, but I had to bite the bullet, so I did. So that was what I got today. So it was the what do you call it? The computer and the shirt. So.
And you've got a new guitar though recently too, don't you?
It's not mine. I borrowed it from a friend, but let me show you.
Okay. There it is. Don't scratch it.
Yeah. So the other guitar player in my band, the other day says to me, "I'm going to get a Harley Benton guitar." Right now we're in Canada, right? So it does cost us a little bit more to shipping and all that stuff, right? I think it was like, what do you pay? Was it $75 to ship, I think? But anyway, so he wanted to get a Harley Benton guitar because, you know, you watch the YouTube and, you know, everybody's saying it's decent, it's good, it's this and that, whatever. So he thought, I'll get a beater, you know. Like, you know, Dane, when you play these clubs that aren't exactly, you know, on the up and up and you're kind of a little nervous. I take a shitty guitar and if something happens, it happens, and you know what I mean? So that's kind of what he was looking at.
Guitar down, and there's other musicians running around, and
you know. So yeah, so he wanted a beater. So he ended up, and he's a Les Paul guy too, right? So he got this one here. Okay.
Is that like an SE70 or what's the model number of that thing?
You know what? If you tell me where the model number even is written on this, because I don't see a model number on here anyway.
Right.
I mean, this is supposed to be their version of a Les Paul, right? So
I like the cutout on the heel, the back of the heel there. How it's sort of, yeah.
yeah, well, you know what it looks like? It looks like a Les Paul, but that's been stretched, like pulled down a little bit. But anyway, so yeah,
That's pretty.
so when he said he got it, I said, "Well, loan it to me so I can check it out." So this week I'll do a review of it. I played it already a little bit, and you know,
I got a Harley Benton right here. Hold on, let me grab it. All right, so this is the one that I've got.
right?
And so the model number is really easy to see on this guy because it's printed right here on the back.
Yeah, no, there's
ST70 Deluxe Series, and it's got the brown paisley design.
that one actually looks kind of nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. A lot of gloss. Have you ever played SX guitars? Have you ever seen those?
SX, who makes that? Sounds familiar.
I think that's actually the brand is called the
Then
SX
no.
guitars. Oh, okay.
No.
These remind me of that with all that tons of clear on the back of the neck. Sort of similar to like the Japanese Strats and stuff. But man, just trying to play this, it's just like my hand is stuck to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't really like all the gloss on the neck. You need to wax it. You can actually take wax and wax the back of your neck, automotive wax.
Yeah, the neck profile on this too is kind of, you know, if you're familiar with the Les Pauls, they get the 60s profiles and then the 50s profiles, which is more of a rounder C. This is definitely leaning more towards the 50s. So this is kind of almost like, it feels like a traditional, which is a 50s profile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a rounder neck. But what feels to me really, really weird is a fretboard. I don't know if you have that same thing on that fretboard, but the fretboard is just super smooth. It's like there's no grain or nothing. Like, I don't know what the hell they use for fretboard material, but that's one of the things that I noticed right away. Like, I mean, it's got the rosewood look, but it certainly isn't rosewood. I don't know what they're using on the fretboard.
They have something called Pal Faro.
Pal Faro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played Pal Faro necks. There's still a bit of texture there.
Yeah, yeah, Guitar Hack. I loved the video that you made with Mark Agnesi out there when you went to NAMM.
That was that absolutely blew me away. He was nice enough to do that. I met him the day before. The first day I got there, you know, like we have a mutual friend, right? So I went up and I said hello, and so says hi and whatever, and then we talked for about 5-10 minutes or whatever it was. And that was really it. I mean, the guy, I mean, imagine him at NAMM. Everybody in their, you know, cousin is asking him and taking him.
That's like a
busy guy, right?
Yeah, just like if like Paul Stanley was standing there or something.
Yeah, yeah. So then the next day when we were over there, you know, I was trying to get somebody to walk me through all the Gibson lines, right? Because they had, I mean, they stole the show as far as I'm concerned. They had the biggest, you know, display of anyone, and they had all their products out, right? They had all the Les Pauls, all the Gibson stuff. They had all the Epiphone stuff. They had their acoustic line. They had the Kramers. They had the Steinbergers. Everything was out, and I wanted somebody to walk me through the whole thing so I can record it. And this is what, you know, their stand looks like at NAMM, and nobody would do it. And then they were saying to me,
he shows up.
well, he was there the whole time. So then they were saying to me, like, well, you know, you got to talk to our marketing people and this and that, and they're making it all, you know, into a really, really big deal.
Lots of red tape.
Oh man, red tape. There's guys standing around me with all concerned looks on their faces, like I'm stealing the trade secrets or something. It was weird. It's a weird vibe, right? Yeah. And I look over and Mark Agnesi is sitting there, right? And I said, "Hey, Mark, how's it going?" He goes, "Hey, man, you know," and I said, he goes, I asked him, "Okay, do me a favor." He goes, "What do you need?" And I want somebody to walk me around and walk me through all the lines and whatever. And he's like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, nobody's one." He goes, "Well, no problem, let's do it." And he took me, well, you saw the video, every freaking line. He was picking up guitars, telling me, blah, 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 another one, da, 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 da. And he was just like going a mile a minute and took me through the entire line. And it's phenomenal. You know?
Cool. Super cool.
Yeah, super guy. He got a lot of flack there for a while, but he did not deserve that, man. You know, don't shoot the messenger. That's all I'm
He's
saying.
just reading the teleprompter. They
Don't
made
shoot
him read the
the
teleprompter.
Yeah, exactly.
Read the script, Mark.
That's right.
You know what? I met him. I actually went to Norman's Rare Guitars.
Oh, wow.
About maybe 2.5 or 3 years ago. And Norm walks up to me and says, "Hey, if there's anything that I can help you save some money, you just let me know."
Right.
And I'm like, "All right." And then I had my video camera with me. And my first thought was, I'm going to go to Norm's. I'm going to video vlog it. And then I get in the store and I'm like all nervous, you know? And believe it or not, there was, I learned later on that the clientele that goes into Norman's Rare Guitars, it's unbelievable, the people that was in there. But Dave Chappelle's manager was walking around looking at guitars. And did you see the Dave Chappelle Netflix thing that just recently came out?
No, I haven't seen that yet. No.
Oh, it's really good. But the clientele that they got over there was amazing. And I talked to Mark just for a second, but I said, "Hey, congratulations on your new baby," because his wife was pregnant at the time. And he's like, "Oh, thank you very much." But I really enjoyed watching the guitar of the day. I learned a lot. Mark Agnesi talked about all the old guitars.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly what he's talking about. And, you know, I'll do guitar reviews and stuff. And I'll be like, "Okay, so it has a switch."
Yeah, you're like me. Yeah.
And I guess that's a humbucker. But when he talked about those old guitars, he knew exactly what he was talking about.
Oh,
and you believed every word out of his mouth to be 100% factual. And there was never any, "No, I don't think that's a humbucker, man. I think he's wrong about that." There was never any of that. And I miss his.
Oh, I miss it too. It's not the same.
I miss watching that. Yeah.
We got some questions here if you want to.
Yeah, let's hear.
Just going down. John L. Hey, John L. Nice to meet you. Is asking me, where in Canada are you, Guitar Hack? I'm in Toronto, Canada. And Phil Mosley is letting me know that guitar that I don't know the model of is actually the Harley Benton SC 450 Plus. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that.
SC would be single cut.
Yeah, single cut. Yeah. Oh, John L., you're a Canuck. You're in Kingston. How's it going? I spent a lot of time in Kingston, not the jail. Kingston is a prison town, by the way. Okay, cool. Yeah, Maurice Dybert is in here. Hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's one of the sort of another. Oh, Derek Bowling is here. Welcome. That's another kind of bucket list place for me to visit would be Norm's, man.
It's a lot of fun. It's probably when you're in Hollywood, it's just like 10 miles up the 405, but it takes you like 45 minutes to get there because it's just bumper to bumper traffic at about 2 miles an hour the whole way up there. And then if you head west, when you're at Norman's, right there on everything out there reminds me of Tom Petty songs. Ventura Boulevard and Santa Monica Boulevard. It all just reminds me of like Tom Petty songs. You know what I'm saying? And so it's such a musical place as far as history. It's an incredible place. Yeah. But if you go west from Norman's Rare Guitars for maybe 10 miles or so, you're actually in Malibu. So that's where the money is at. So that's why he can go to the Texas Guitar Show and buy old Gibsons and stuff, and then take them into his store and even add more money to the price of those things, because he has, you know, the best vintage guitars in the world, and his prices, you know, are equate to the best in the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it'd be just like one of the big things for me when I was in Nashville was to hit those vintage stores, and we hit the big three, right? We hit
Carter's,
Carter's, we hit Grunes, and we hit
Bruins.
Rumble Seat. And actually, the Rumble Seat guy is the guy I was talking to at the store. He's on what I see him on Instagram or YouTube. He's doing like an interview thing now about his first Gibsons. He's doing a Gibson ad right now, which is kind of cool. It's funny. I just saw it in passing. I was scrolling and I'm like, I know that guy. And then it clicked in a while and he leads in the description. Here's the owner of Rumble Seat. I go, yeah, that's the guy we were shooting the shit with. Super nice guy. He's originally from Brooklyn. So, yeah, so that was kind of cool. For me, the one big disappointment was I was really dying to get my hands on, or at least get close to a 59, right? Les Paul. But they were the only one I came across was actually at Rumble Seat, and it was behind glass, and it was like 10 feet off the ground, right? So, you know, you
Believe it or not, about Christmas time of last year, a friend of mine came in and he brought one of his old friends in, and he had a 1960 Les Paul with him.
Nice.
And he valued that guitar at maybe $275,000. And he let me play it. And I was like,
oh, shit.
No, I'm done playing it.
Yeah.
There, if you look back into my video history, it's in there.
Yeah.
Where I got to play a 1960 Gibson Les Paul.
Well, that one that was behind the glass that I was telling you about, that's what they wanted for that. They wanted $275,000. That's what they were asking for.
Big money guitars, but to me, you know, I can't say. I made a video yesterday or the day before where I'm just restringing a Mexican Strat. Right here. And I don't know. I kind of think that if you put this Mexican Strat in the hands of Joe Bonamassa,
oh yeah,
you couldn't hear the difference between this and one of those Flying V's or that big old Explorer that he plays. You
yeah.
hear the difference.
Yeah. Well,
it's a good quality working man guitar right here.
Yeah. Oh, it looks good. I like the finish on it. I like that color.
Yeah, it's kind of a flat finish.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. But
speaking of Bonamassa, when we were coming out of, like, I ran into him like 3 times when we were in Nashville. It was weird, man. It's like we just kept running into him. But the one time I did is when we were coming out of Gruins, he was walking into Gruins, right? And what was funny was I'm coming out, and this pickup truck pulls out, and he comes out the passenger side, and I go up, hey, Joel, and I had met him the night before already once. And, you know, shook his hand, whatever. And he does like the limp hand thing because he's, you know, he doesn't want to hurt his hand. So, you know, he does a limp hand when you shake it, right? It's kind of weird.
I'm guilty of that sometimes myself.
Yeah. So, anyways, we go, what do you, because we just left the store and we couldn't go near any like the really super high end stuff. So we're asking, what are you going to buy? What are you going to buy? Right? Because, you know, I'm sure they have a separate, there's all these, and I'm sure it's true. They have like a high end room that only they let the big, you know, the big buyers go into, the big time guys.
I sort of have that sort of thing here in my store where I keep my big items in the cases behind the counter.
Right.
So if a hot shot walks in here, I start pulling out the big guns.
But I tell you, Dana, I seen him reach into his pocket, like right after I shook his hand, and and he's walking towards. I see him reach into his pocket, and he pulls out this wad of hundreds. And he just kind of like to check that it was in there, and he puts it back in his pocket. Like, holy shit!
Well, I thought you were going to say he pulls in his pocket and gets some hand sanitizer out.
No, but I met him later again. I kept running into him. I met him again later that night, and I actually talked to him, and he told me what he bought. He bought an Esquire that day, Fender Esquire.
Oh yeah.
That's
The
what he
old,
bought.
the old one pickup telly.
Yeah, so exactly. So I'm sure when they get stuff in, like they probably call a few people and say, because they know who the guys are that are going to want to buy these things, right? Oh, Harmony is in here. Hey, Harmony.
Guys, here's what we need to work on. Let's get Guitar Hack to 1,000 subscribers. So everybody that has not subscribed to Guitar Hack, get on it, guys. We need to get him to 1,000.
Yeah, that would be very much appreciated. So let me do this real quick here.
Nice guy, Eddie, my buddy. He's on. Traveling? You're out in the car driving around, huh? Hi, Eddie. He's on. Uh-oh.
Hang on. There you go. I fixed it.
Okay.
I'm just going to see if I can figure out how to do this. I'm going to join the chat.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw, if anyone is interested and would like to.
So let me put this thing away.
Yeah, once you pick it up, you can't get your hands off it. It's a good guitar, man.
I know, and I just make too much crazy noise. A few of the newest pedals that I've gotten in recently, I got the Homebrew.
Oh, yeah.
Power Screamer. Just recently got this thing in. And
is that like a tube screamer?
Yeah, Power Screamer. Yeah. And then I just recently got this Echoplex. Cool. I got a lot of pedals just recently. I got a Marshall Governor.
You got to get with the Governor too?
Yeah.
I have one.
No, it's the Governor 2 Plus. Yeah, the same thing. Governor
here,
2
I'll grab it. It's right here. I'll grab it.
Haven't plugged this thing in yet, but I hear good things about them. Uh-oh, there they are.
Now, yours says plus on it? Oh, mine says plus too. I didn't even notice that.
Right there. What do you think about it? It's good
pedal? I love it.
Oh, good.
This is, yeah.
What'd you pay for yours?
Well, in Canada, these, well, for us, this is actually not an expensive pedal. It's about $100 new. And
I have mine priced at, oh God, I can't even hold it up there. I have it priced at $50.
Yeah, that's a good price. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Dane? Feel the weight of this thing, man.
Yeah.
This is like the heaviest pedal. It's like solid. Yeah. You could take somebody out with this thing. No, I absolutely love mine. It's the only reason why this is not on my board, you can see I got the Velcro on the back of it. Right. The only reason this is not on my board is because I got that Lawrence Petros pedal.
Right. Are you loving the Lawrence Petros?
I'm absolutely digging that pedal. Yeah. Yeah, the Lost Dutchman, specifically, it's got like a toggle on it. You can go between a plexi and a Timmy sound. And I put up the plexi on it at about a little past halfway gain. Smoking sound, man. Absolutely great. That thing, I tell you, that pedal loves Les Pauls and Marshalls because it just sings.
Nice.
Yeah, really good. Really happy.
Lawrence gives guitar lessons about a mile away from my shop.
Yeah, I know he does lessons.
And if I was a smart guy, I'd probably head over there once in a while and do that.
Yeah. No, actually tomorrow I'll be gigging with that pedal for the first time, so that'll be the real test. But at rehearsals, it sounded great so far.
I just recently got this thing too. It's JHS. Cool. This is the Super Bowl.
Okay, what is that? An overdrive too?
Well, it's got a volume, a tone, and a drive. and a
Oh,
switch. So
all
I'm
right.
going to say it is a drive pedal.
Drive pedal too.
Uh-huh. Well, it's got a little, I don't know if you guys can see this, but right there, somebody wrote number 336.
336.
Or is that a 4? No, that's a 3.
Yeah.
And then I also, I got this big monster the other day.
Holy shit.
TC Electronics, this is the X4, Flashback X4. So if you want every type of reverb in the world, this thing delivers.
Yeah, TC makes really good stuff too.
Bass, analog, reverse, dynamic. Yeah. I got this thing priced at is that a 5 or a 9? I can't even see. $199.
Yeah. No, they make really good stuff. I got a flashback delay. And that's just a great pedal, man.
Running through the effects loop.
You know what? I don't use the effects loop at all. I run everything through the front. So everything goes on my board and right through the front.
Even these, they're inexpensive.
Oh, those are shit.
Huh?
That's that company. What's the name of that company? They bought out a company and then they re-released their pedals and as a lower like a cheaper line. They basically they put them in better enclosures is basically it. I'm trying to think of is it not Behringer, is it? I don't know. It might be Behringer. Behringer pedals, basically in better boxes.
You guys can leave stuff in the comments. Got a little Super Overdrive. And then I also have a Rev, the G series, the G3, the Rev G3. The purple one.
Yeah. Yeah, I played a couple of Rev pedals.
What's your thoughts on this thing?
Is that one of their drives? Because they had
G3.
They had two drives. They had one that was that color and one that was like a different shade purple. One that was more like that's more like a bluish purple.
This is the purple one. But you have a switch right here that takes you from blue to red. So I don't know if it's two pedals in one or not. Believe it or not, when McKnight was hanging out down here one day, he played through this thing and he's like, whatever.
You know what? I didn't really give it a fair shake because I played that it was Cosmo Fest, so that's a thing they had in Toronto, which is like they had a bunch of booths and things, and you're trying to play and everybody around you is kind of loud. So I just tried to dial it in. It's more like from what I remember. I mean, I'm a classic rock. I want the tones you get out of something like this, right? You know what I mean? This is more my speed. And that's more like if you're going to play a little heavier, more aggressive, So maybe for those guys or heavy metal guys, your drop D or drop C guys, they might like something like that. Okay. Just looking at the chat here on my phone, see if anyone's got any comments or questions.
Maurice is asking, what about the new JHS 1966 series? Now, I noticed that JHS put out a new video about that only a few days ago, and I saw the thumbnail, but I didn't watch the video. But that guy makes great videos. And but I did not watch the video, so I don't know anything about the 1966 series. Haven't heard it.
Yeah.
So let me show you a guitar I just got recently. I made a deal with the guy this morning. And I got this little thing. Can you guys guess what this is by the case? Guess what this thing might be from just looking at that little case.
Got a real small body, whatever it is.
Yeah. Who's famous for a small body?
It's not an S. No, it can't be an SG.
No, who's really famous for a very small body guitar? And I'll give you a hint. It was a bass. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Softer
Carlin
Beetle bass.
Hoffner. Yeah, those are sweet, man. I know a bass player that's dying for one of those. And he was telling me there's different models of those, eh? Like I thought there was just one Hofner bass, but there's a few different ones. Like
Yeah,
Orphan
this
one.
is made in China, designed in Germany by Hofner.
Right.
But no, I think there's ones that are made in Germany that maybe fetch $2,000.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I think that's what I
Uh-huh.
think.
But this is so everybody on a budget can play some McCartney stuff.
Yeah. I've actually picked those up. Like I don't play bass at all, but they seem pretty comfortable to play though if you're a guitar player. Because of the way the neck is, eh?
Yeah, it's a thick neck though. It's thick, but it's narrow.
Yeah, the narrowness of it. Yeah. I've played around with those before.
I wouldn't take this to the Whiskey a Go-Go. You know the bass that, okay, so I'm going back and forth on what bass do I take to the Whiskey, because
What are your choices?
my number one bass that I've played for years is a Squire Pete Wentz P bass.
Right.
And the Pete Wentz is just one volume knob, red pick guard on a black P bass with a maple neck.
Okay.
And I've had this guitar for probably 10 years, and I used to play it all the time. And then I put it away and started playing other basses, and I tried a jazz bass and other stuff like that. And then one day, about 5 years ago, my girlfriend's like, "You should play the red bass that I like." And I'm like, okay. And I picked up that Pete Wentz bass and I stuck it on and started playing it. And I was like, I came home. It's like, wow, I can fly on this bass.
Mm-hmm.
And just the neck's got a little twist in it and everything, but I put USA pickups in it a couple of years ago. And so I play a Squire Pete Wentz bass, and I take that to all these big clubs and wherever I play. Mm-hmm. And you've got a little in the back of your mind, people are like, dude, that dude's a hack, excuse the pun, but he's showing up here with a Squire bass,
So when they say that to you, Zim, you know what you say?
I'm a hack and I'm okay.
That's right, buddy. You tell them.
So now I just recently, 3-4 months ago, I got a 1972 Tele bass.
Nice.
And this thing is incredible. And it's got just that one big Seth Lover pickup in the up like near the neck position. And it's loud and boomy, but it has no click, 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 click that I like.
Right,
I play with the pick and I want to hear that click, 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 click. And this big old the 72 Tele bass does not do that. And so I'm wavering between taking a really cool vintage bass to show off to people at the Whiskey, or just taking the bass that I'm comfortable playing to the Whiskey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, I have a friend that has a guitar shop in Orange County, California. His name's Jerry. And my original goal, and he's asking me, hey man, I want that P bass. I want that Tele bass, this 72 Fender Tele bass. I want that thing. And I'm like, after the Whiskey a Go-Go show, I have to at least play it one gig. And then if I sell it, at least I got one gig out of it, right?
Right.
This is the horrible stuff I have to deal with every day.
No, but it's interesting what you said though. Like you had your bass that you loved, and then you kind of put it aside, and then you cheated on it with other basses.
I did. I'm guilty. I cheated.
You cheated on it, and then when you went back to it, you're like, when you went back to it, you rediscovered why that was your favorite bass to begin with.
That's right.
And so right there that there was.
I'm still cheating on it with this 1972 Tele because it's beautiful, but this thing doesn't have any body contours. The Tele bass, it's just a big
slab of wood.
Slab.
Yeah,
it's like a log, and thunderous, and the guys in my band, they love how it sounds, but it's not really doing it for me. So most likely I am going to play the Whiskey A Go-Go on Friday the 13th, and then Saturday the 14th, I'm going to drive down to my buddy's shop in Orange County, which is probably an hour drive or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to maybe make a deal and sell that thing. And so between that, and I have one other, Hack, hold the boat. Let me grab one more guitar I'm thinking about selling when I get out to LA.
Gerald Johnson, welcome. Hey, Brad Miller, how are you, man?
It's in this thing.
Hey, Brian, how's it going, Brian? What you got there? What you got there?
All right. So this thing, this is a 1980 made in USA Dean Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
And so prices on this kind of stuff are pretty much all over the place. I don't know what to price it at. They're asking big money for them. They're kind of rare. They're hard to find.
What kind of pickups are those? Do you know?
I have no idea what this thing is all about. I've had this thing for about a week now.
Right.
And it's got some wear and tear on it.
I think it doesn't look too bad.
But it's super vintage, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but you see the checking on the finish checking and everything's going on.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's got the Made in USA tag on there.
Mm-hmm. Just the fact that it's made in the States has got to be worth something, right?
Yeah, this is another one that I'm probably gonna take, try to sell it out in California. You get better money in California.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ben loves these things. Maurice, Deans, you either love them or hate them, but this is the Dean Cadillac. Rico, if you're still on, Rico sometimes he's my informant. He lets me know what things are worth. And so yeah, and I'm gonna guess this is a 1980 made in USA Dean Cadillac. Guys, let me know what you think the value of this is.
Well, Sean Zimmerman is here. Robert Scott, welcome, guys.
Hey,
Gerald Johnson, the pups are DiMarzio. I was thinking DiMarzio. That's what I was thinking because they're zebras.
A looper pedal?
Hey, Jeremy. Nice to see you.
I've sold.
Looking
This
at
one's not working properly. Hey guys, hold on just a second. I got a customer and I have a phone call.
No
So
worries.
take over for me.
I'll juggle for you.
ZIMM'S Guitars.
So if anyone's got any questions for myself, let me know.
Yes,
Oh, there's DR Guitars. Hey, man.
Basses and amps. Yeah, I don't get
It's
it.
USA made and it's got the Marzios in it. That's going to make it not cheap. But, you know, the problem is if I price a guitar like that, I'm thinking in Canadian dollars, not American dollars. So anything that I say you can automatically cut in half because it's in US dollars. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Maurice. I thought the Zebras gave away DiMarzio, but I could be wrong.
So it's on consignment. That's what the red dot is.
How's it going, DR Guitars?
To the guy. But believe it or not, in the last 2 days,
Hey, Smokey Guitar.
sold the 2 looper pedals that I had.
Oh, Elliot Easton played one of those, Smokey Guitar?
C3, is that a decent?
Elliot Easton,
It is. This is the
Smokey guitar player, man. He's awesome.
Yep. You think?
Very, very good guitar player.
Is the 2 an earlier version? Is the RC3 a later model? Or?
I think it is.
Yeah, let's do this so I can see this better here.
Show you just when to hit it. All kinds of stuff like that. Yeah,
Every
but
boy just
I'm
popped
sorry, I
up.
don't have one.
Okay.
Now I can see
Yeah.
everybody.
Others you'd recommend for that are good ones?
I had the little diddle pedal. But yeah,
Around $800, Scott.
I don't have one right now. I'm at the mercy of whatever walks in.
All right. Thanks for your help.
Okay.
Maurice, the humidity swings in Toronto. It's not really that. I don't really have a lot of issues where, I've got a fair number of guitars where I have to adjust them. That being said, though, for the first time ever, I'm actually getting a little bit of fret sprout on my Strat. I got to get that done. But as far as neck, I guess I've been lucky. But it's not. I mean, we got high humidity, but I usually do indoor gigs, and my stuff is always in the house. So, but I haven't really experienced that much of an issue, Maurice. So,
Robert Scott, he says around 800
yeah,
bucks.
they're saying $800, Dane.
That's
for
what my
that guitar.
team's going for, huh?
And the consensus too is that those pickups are probably DiMarzio's. Because you said 1980, it makes sense, right?
Yep.
So
DR Guitars.
that's my buddy Dave. He's in Arizona too, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Robert Scott is my buddy that does all these crazy paint jobs for me.
Oh yeah, you were showing them the other week. Yeah.
And and he loves Randall. Any Randall amps, anything Dimebag Darrell. He's all about all that.
Yeah, we were talking about Dimebag on my last show, and how we were talking about a whole whack of things, but most of my shows at some point Kiss comes into it because I'm a big Kiss fan. I grew up on Kiss, and we're talking about Ace, and then somebody said that Ace was Dimebag's favorite guitar player, and Dimebag was actually buried in a Kiss coffin, and his brother Vinnie Paul also was buried in a Kiss coffin that was delivered to him, to the family by Ace Frehley, and Ace Frehley spoke at his funeral, at Vinnie Paul's funeral.
When you talk about the two funerals, it would definitely be Dimebag's, where Eddie Van Halen shows up and just hands a guitar, put it in, and barely's talking, but put this in the grave. Yeah. And then you've got the Malcolm and the AC/DC guys, where Angus is carrying Malcolm's, oh man, it makes me tear up. He's carrying Malcolm's guitar to the funeral.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Those are the legendary rock and roll funerals.
Yeah. So you get anything else cool in the shop?
Well, I got my new ZIMM'S guitar t-shirts.
Yeah, I saw that tonight.
So finally, you can go on Teespring and you can order a t-shirt.
There you go.
You could get a coffee cup. You could get the hoodie. You can get the how the girls wear the leggings.
You got the leggings too, did you?
How badass is that?
I was thinking about doing the leggings for Guitar Hack, and I'm like, 99% of the guys that watch my stuff was gonna order leggings, so I didn't go that far. I got everything else though. I got the hoodies and the shirts, and I got all that stuff. Hey, there's Jasko. Just learned Ace lives not too far from me, and my girl's aunt and him were friends before she passed. Oh, yeah, Ace is in San Diego, I think.
I love the Rock Soldiers, the Rock Soldiers song.
Yeah, well, that was based on
when he would play his game. He's gonna have to play without
an ace in his deck. Yeah, that was he wrote that about the DeLorean car chase when he was driving the wrong way on the highway. Yeah,
that's a fun song.
Oh, Gerald Johnson is here. Hey, Gerald, how are you? Got a lot of familiar faces here.
And Gene Simmons put Ace through hell. As far as Ace would be trying to band together, Ace was hiring musicians that they knew, and Gene Simmons would call these guys up and say, "Hey, don't you go and play in Ace's band?" And Gene really put him through hell for a long time.
Yeah, I think the two of them. I mean, there's a lot of shit that happened there that, you don't really know the truth because you're hearing 3 or 4 different versions of the story. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's from an
Nice Guy
outside.
Eddie is like, please, let's not talk about Kiss. So, okay.
Okay, Nice Guy Eddie. All right, I did enough of that yesterday.
Let's talk about Van Halen. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about who discovered Van Halen. Oh, damn, we're back to Kiss again.
Darn. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
You know what? I think that Van Halen, though, would have been discovered without.
They didn't need Gene. No.
Nah.
Well, they didn't need Gene. They didn't even, he didn't really get him anywhere.
What's amazing is, we're part of this guitar community, and it's amazing how we cannot stop talking about Van Halen.
Yeah.
What is going on? We just can't stop talking about Van Halen.
Yeah.
It just made such a huge impact on my life. I went and saw the 1980 Invasion tour. I saw them in 81, 80 Women and Children First.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the 1984. They did 2 sold-out shows in Phoenix, Arizona. I chased them around the hotel room and, trying to meet him and everything. I shook Michael Anthony's hand out in front of the Hyatt Regency in downtown Phoenix after a show in 1984.
There you go.
And then I went to the US Festival in 1983 and watched that horrible show that they put on out there, but loved every minute of it. And here it is, however, 40 years later or something, and we can't stop talking about Van Halen. So
yeah, anything that hits you at a certain time in your life will stay with you forever, right? And that, it's when you're the most impressionable, right? So, those teen years, right? Like that's, I'm way past that now, and I still find myself listening to that same music and still digging it today, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just and then if you're playing an instrument, that's the stuff that's going to stick with you for your whole life.
Well, if you look at the video I made just about a week ago, my punk band had a gig. Now I'm telling you guys about my cover band that gets to go play the whiskey and everything, but I also have a little punk rock band where I play guitar and I'm the lead singer. And if you look back at the video I made about a week ago, you guys can see I left about 4 or 5 songs in there where I get to sing. And so the reason that this happened, I grew up on Van Halen and everything, but around the year 2003, I got divorced. Now my new girlfriend, 6 weeks later after my divorce, she was a punk rocker chick through and through. She had the Black Flag tattoo on her arm and everything. And so she turned me on to all the punk rock that I missed out. So I got to catch up on the Descendants and, like I said, Black Flag, and I caught up on everything. And so I got that influence too. Now, even though all that music happened between 1978 and 1981 or whatever, I didn't catch up to that music until 2003, 2004, when I finally learned something new. And a lot of times that doesn't happen, where you find a genre of music that you never paid any attention to, and then it became your favorite stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah. Well, I like punk when punk was happening. Like I was right into bands like the Sex Pistols and the UK Subs and all these English punk rock bands, and then the bands that came from them. Like I loved Susie and the Banshees, right? And all that sort of, what would that be, like mid to late 70s, early 80s punk stuff.
Yeah, and
I really dug that stuff.
The Cure is one of my favorite.
The Cure came out of that. Yeah.
Oh, and I know Nice Guy Eddie is a big punk rock. He waves that Black Flag proudly.
Yeah. See, I wasn't much into because we didn't really get that much exposure to, because I know there was a whole American punk thing going on, but the stuff that I was getting into was all the British stuff. Because that stuff we get more exposure to here probably than you guys do, right?
Yeah.
And
I found it interesting yesterday when you were talking about Canadian radio and what you guys were exposed to and what I was exposed to. Now, I grew up in Ohio, so we had a a lot of Midwestern bands that was always on the radio, Styx and stuff like that.
Right.
But you guys were exposed to a whole different thing as far as the Tragically Hip.
Yeah.
Americans don't know Tragically Hip.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, because they were popular and they were Canadian. So guess what? They're on the radio all the time, to the point where like there's very few songs I can listen to because it's just, I've heard them so many times.
Huh.
Well, Tom Cochrane was another one. They kept playing Tom Cochrane. They kept playing.
The Red Rider guy.
The Red Rider guy. Yeah.
That was a great
song. There's some songs that just got beat to death. Like, and then those poppy bands that came out like Glass Tiger and shit.
We got a little of that thanks to MTV.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it was all bad. There was some good stuff in there, but there was just stuff that was just hammered over and over and over again, right?
Yeah, you can maybe listen to it a little bit, if you're by yourself, but when you're with your buddies, man, no. Don't let your buddies see you listening to that.
Terry's in here and he's saying slow and Canadian version of Weezer. Yeah, I could see that. Actually, I think they're better than Weezer, but that's just
Weezer is incredible. Watching them do "Take Me On" or the Aha song,
yeah,
amazing. And for them, they resurrected Toto's career. The band Toto.
When they did they did it exactly like Toto.
It was exactly the same. Just let's do our rendition of the song and let's keep it true to the original artist. And those songs crushed it. And I met. Now I'm going to space out on the lead singer's name or on the lead guitarist's name.
From Toto. Which one? Weezer?
No, Toto.
Steve Lukather.
That's right. I met him and I actually got him to do a yo-yo trick when I was out at NAMM. Everybody that I ran into, I'm like, give me a yo-yo trick. And he's like, man, I didn't rehearse for this. And I'm like, dude, you don't need rehearsal. And he went, but you got to know that Toto gets mailbox money from their hit songs.
Right.
And Weezer, it's probably been 3 or 4 years now, but I bet the mailbox money that he's getting from old Toto records has doubled or tripled.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because of Weezer. Again, sure. I know. Oh, and then did you see Weird Al with Weezer when they did it?
That I didn't see. No.
Oh, that's a fun one to watch, guys. Go on and look at the Weezer. With doing Africa, I think, with Weird Al singing it.
Oh, that's cool. I got a lot with this one comment that John L. And when I was talking about stuff getting overplayed, he was saying he said a comment. I'll vomit if I hear "Life Is a Highway" again. You and me both, buddy.
But here's the thing.
Or New Orleans is
Red Rider, and you're in a band, Red Rider, and then you have to more or less start over again, and to have that big of a hit song starting over again, and not being affiliated with Red Rider, that was a huge milestone for that guy.
Oh yeah, I know for sure. But it's like anything else when any song that just gets overplayed to the point of where, my God, I can never hear that song again. And that's a problem because part of the rules that we had, the CanCon rules, they had to play so much Canadian content. And so there were bands that just got overplayed big time as a result of that, right? Yeah.
All right. So, what's new within your gear world? I know we love talking about rock bands and stuff.
My gear world?
Yeah. What is new in your gear world? Or something that I did with Ben is go ahead and give me an item that you think I might have in my store.
You have one.
Quiz me. What do you think I might have in this store? And it's a little game I like to play. And if I have it, I'll grab it and I'll show you guys. What would you like to see?
You want like something that every store carries, or something a little like off
the cuff?
Off the cuff?
Oh no, Terry's like he still wants to talk about Honeymoon Suite, not Hollywood Suite.
Honeymoon Suite. Yeah,
Honeymoon
I
Suite.
got a new girl now. It's another one, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Okay, something a little left field.
Yeah.
Guitars, pedals, or anything?
Guitar, pedal, anything you think I might have. You can test me, see if I might have it.
All right. Have you got a Marshall DSL in the store?
Nope. I got a Marshall Class 5.
There you go.
I got a Marshall Hayes 15.
Oh, don't get me started on the Marshall Hayes.
No, man, I don't have any DSL stuff right now.
No.
I got a really old PV 5150 that sounds awesome, but it's so heavy. The average guy comes in, lifts it up, and they just giggle about how heavy it is.
Oh, the 100 watt, right?
Yeah, nobody wants to pick up an amp anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys are still talking about Loverboy now. Loverboy was huge in the 60s. Maurice saw the Ramones once.
Never seen the Ramones.
Nice guy Eddie's talking about his Schecter SLS Elite bass with Fishman pickups.
So you're asking me what's new with me gear-wise. The only thing, the newest thing for me is that, and I don't have my pedal board here. It's already already got it packed up for tomorrow. But is that Lawrence Petros pedal, that Lost Dutchman? That's the latest piece of gear I got. Yeah, that's basically it. I haven't really bought any gear in a while.
Let me show you guys this one. We were talking Joe Bonamassa a little while ago, right?
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, that's the case. Nerdsville, California.
Mm-hmm.
Fragile. Now, how cool is that to put that on the case?
That's very cool, man.
So this is a unique guitar. I did make a YouTube video about this, and now it is an Epiphone, but this is the one with the Joe Bonamassa inlays.
Oh, wow.
And I still got the hang tags on it and everything. There are only 300 of these made with those. I was going to say
that's got to be worth something because that's pretty rare. That's sweet,
beautiful condition.
Yeah.
Like new condition. Not a scratch on it. I leave it in the case. Remember I was telling you some of when the elites come in to the shop.
Right.
I had stuff.
Have you played that? How's the sound on that? How's it feel?
Feels awesome. It's out of tune. But no, I leave it in the case. I don't hang it on the wall.
No.
I don't want kids playing it.
Well, it's black, right? The problem with the black gloss is it shows everything.
Every fingerprint's going to show up.
Yeah.
But she's a beauty. I got the styrofoam.
Styrofoam on the
so fun guitar. I think brand new. They sold them for like $1,000, and it was part of his cruise package or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the certificate of authenticity in here.
Sweet.
Can't even see how to hold these up so you guys can look at that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Everything's upside down, backwards.
55. Yeah, we see that.
See, I got his little autograph signature right there. Mm-hmm. That's just probably as close to Joe Bonamassa as I'll ever get, unless he goes to Winternam.
I never know.
You never know. Great player. And he's done more for the blues guitar world than anybody has recently. I know Kenny Wayne Shepherd is badass. Mm-hmm. Samantha Fish is awesome. And there's a lot of guys that are still playing the blues and making a good living at it.
Yeah.
And Joe Bonamassa has brought that back into the forefront. and props to him for that.
There's on YouTube. There's like he just did a blues cruise not too long ago, and on YouTube
Yeah.
video I shared it on my Guitar Hack Facebook page. It
Mhm.
was him playing with Eric Gales, and they were just going back and forth, and they were doing Red House.
Eric Gales, is that his name?
Eric Gales, yeah. And
Oh.
they were doing Red House, and they were like swapping leads back and forth. And man, you got to check that out. If anyone's looking for that, it's on. I got a Facebook Guitar Hack page. Check that out, folks. Got a lot of good stuff on there. I got an Instagram as well. I should be throwing links up at this point, I guess, right? I'll put my name in the chat again in case anybody wants to sub to the channel. That'd be much, much appreciated. Do a lot of talking about gear. I do demos, lots of videos, lots of good stuff. Check it out. Lots of live streaming as well.
Okay, this one's for Nice Guy Eddie.
What do you got?
Oh, he's saying,
Yeah.
where's he at? A Lake Plastic Blue P bass with a maple neck.
Nice.
Well, this is a jazz bass, so I'm sorry, Eddie. This is as close as I've got. Made in Mexico. But yeah.
Very cool.
But this maybe Fender's best color that they ever came up with on anything. People love this color.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. Yeah.
It's got the pearloid pick guard on there. Maple neck.
Yes, I do that also, Terry. I smoke cigars live.
So, Guitar Hack, let me ask you a question now.
Yes.
You play only Gibson guitars?
No.
I mean, for the 90% of the time. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, 90% of the time, yeah. I have more. I own more Gibsons than anything else, so I'm definitely Gibsons are my favorite guitars. Yeah, but I like to mix it up. You know, I play an Ernie Ball. I got a couple of Fenders as well.
Oh, cool. Because
mainly, my main guitar is a Les Paul. That's home for me, right? It's like what I feel the most comfortable playing.
What was the very first year you got your hands on a Gibson Les Paul?
I was probably in my 20s already. I don't know, maybe 23, 24. First time I got my hands on a Gibson. First Gibson I ever bought, real Gibson I ever bought.
So it was when you were 24 years old, it was a 1970s Les Paul.
No, the first one I ever got was a 1980 Les Paul Deluxe Gold Top. That's the first Gibson I ever bought. Real Gibson, before I had copies. But that was
so it had the little mini humbuckers in it then.
Yeah, it had the mini hums. And I held on to that for a long time. And then I eventually sold that because it went up in value. From 1980 to when I sold it, I got like the price of it more than doubled.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, and that paid for that $339 right there. So I sacrificed
all the profits from that paid for the $339.
Yeah, well, I had to throw a little bit on top, but more than half of it, 2/3 of it, that paid for. And that's another awesome guitar. And then Firebird. You can't see the Firebird; it's slightly off camera, but it's over there. But I just love Gibsons, man. I always have. All my heroes played Gibsons. You know how it is, right? You grow up, all your heroes, you want to play those guitars.
Let me put this thing back.
You like the 339, Dave? Here, let me grab it here.
Yeah.
Everything's backwards. It's throwing me
satin
off.
Finish.
Yeah, it's a satin, black satin. Yeah, it's nice, man.
Uh-huh.
It's been used, it's been played, it's been loved a lot.
And how many times have you played Stranglehold with that guitar?
Yeah, that's the riff, eh? Yeah, I tell you, it sounds a lot better on a 339. I can't stand the sound of the Birdland guitar. I wish
Give us a little Stranglehold. Come on, man. Give us a little Stranglehold.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, we can. We can hear it.
Oh, it's on a tune.
Come on, baby.
Oh man, sorry. Listen to that. It's way out of tune.
Yeah.
It's way out of tune. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There we go. Yeah.
Good times, man. Good times.
Oh yeah, that's a fun riff to play. I can't believe how bad that's out of tune, man. I think somebody played with my tuning keys, maybe one of my kids.
Well, how are we doing on time here?
Well, I was just gonna say we've been going for like an hour and 10.
Yeah.
So.
And what I try very hard not to do is take any of my audience away from Philip McKnight.
Yeah.
Or I mean, take any of his audience away by live streaming, and he starts in a couple of minutes. So let's wrap this up.
All right.
But again, Guitar Hack, thank you so much. All you guys, subscribe to Guitar Hack. We are on a mission to get him to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, please.
Then he can start getting paid. Because he works hard at this, you guys. This takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate any of you if you're interested in subbing. I just put my name in the so just click on my name and it'll show you the channel if you want to sub to. It'd be much appreciated. And I want to thank Dane for inviting me. This was kind of cool.
Anytime, and maybe I can do one on your channel one of these days. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, well, we could. I'm gonna be my band switched over to Tuesday night rehearsals, so my shows are gonna be Thursdays only now. So yeah, we can get you on a Thursday. I'm trying to think maybe in a couple weeks we can do something.
And let's get Ben Coombs in on it. The three of us. What do you think? We could do the powerhouse trio.
If the StreamYards thing is still going, because these things, man, it's like if it's still working and it's still going, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, we can do that in a few weeks.
Okay.
Sounds
awesome,
good,
everybody. Thank you guys for watching, guys.
Thanks y'all so much for
watching. I'll be on next Friday. Will I be on next Friday? Yeah, I will. So
have a great long weekend.
Yeah, you guys take care.
Cheers.
Keep rocking, guys.